Alright, let's keep this crossover train rolling with my review on what I'd like to call a fanboy's dream. I say this because it is my review on DC Dark Horse's crossover between Green Lantern versus Aliens. Now, I say this because Green Lantern is my favorite hero, and aliens are my favorite sci-fi monsters. And it not only we're talking about Green Lantern as Hal Jordan and Kyle Rayner. And I'll explain this in a minute. Alright, unlike my other books I've reviewed, my other comics I've reviewed, I got the trade back for this one, so, oh well. It's still a good book. The cover art's pretty cool. The trade back's pretty cool. We got Kyle holding a woman, who I'll explain in a little bit, and right behind him's the Queen, the alien Queen. But let's move on to... It's a 4-issue book, so let's get started with issue 1. Alright, issue 1 takes in the past when Hal Jordan, when the Green Lantern Corps before Hal Jordan destroyed it. The first Green Lantern Corps before Hal Jordan destroyed it. There we go. And we see him teaming up with Black Canary and Green Arrow. Yes, they make a cameo in this to help him stop some bank robbers. And the Guardians call him to team up with some other Green Lanterns, Green Man, Tomari, Katmatui, and Sarlacc and Kilowog. And Kilowog tells him, there's this, we got a dead Lantern, he's gone missing, he's died, and there's some race of creatures that have captured him and killed him, so we gotta find him. So they go to this faraway planet and go into the nest, which they don't know what they're facing because Kilowog tells them no one has ever seen these aliens and come back to tell the tale. So they go in there, they go in the nest, and Hal Jordan finds this little and finds the Green Lantern. It's a no-name, don't worry. It's a no-name Green Lantern, and they find him dead, and his chest has been popped open. And that's the opening the first page you see in this comic, in issue 1 of this comic, is the Green Lantern getting a chest buster shot out of him. And what's cool is the chest buster bursts through the hole within the Green Lantern logo, so it's just ripped through the hole in the logo. I mean, the emblem, I mean. And then, but the weird thing is the ring does not return to Oa. I don't know about that. Hal just finds it and he picks it up, and then they get attacked by aliens. Then the aliens come in, and Hal gets caught off guard. We manage to create a shield, but the aliens break through it, and they actually beat him back. And then Kilowog convinces him, let's wipe him out because during the attack they injure Tomari. Tomari gets burned by acid when he frees Hal from one of the aliens' tails, and the blood shoots all over his chest. And when Kilowog tells the other Lanterns, let's kill them all, and then Hal Jordan stops them. And he says, I think that they're not evil, they're just following instincts, and let's take them somewhere where they can't hurt anybody. So they take them to Mogo, the living planet, the Green Lantern planet. So I thought that was cool, and then you think it's all peaceful and all that, and we fast forward a decade, which we see in the last part of this book is where the ship is flying to the what's left of Mogo, and then we move on to Kyle Rayner for the next 3 books. So basically, issue 1 is a prologue. He meets these other these Lanterns who lost their power rings after Hal became Parallax and destroyed the Green Lantern Corps. And we also see Sarlacc again, and he's working with some no-name Green Lanterns. And he teams up with all these aliens who just carry guns now, and they head to They ask for Green Lantern's help and Kyle's help, and he goes along with them to what's left of Mogo to save these people where this miner ship crashed, and where the aliens are attacking it. While there, they meet this woman called Crow, who is the only surviving member, and she says they didn't want me for the aliens didn't want me for some reason, and all she does, she's not scared of Kyle at all. She even points a gun in his face. And keep in mind, Kyle is the only Green Lantern in this time period. So they investigate, and the aliens attack, and they kidnap everyone. They take everyone except Sarlacc, Crow, and Kyle. And what happens is when he's trying to save Kyle's trying to save somebody, his ring pops off, slides off his finger. So he's left without his ring. And he has to get it back, because that means they have to go into the nest and use it. He has to use a gun. So Crow teaches him how to shoot, which actually reminds me of Alien, where what's his name? Hicks. Hicks teaches Ripley how to shoot. It's just a gender bent version of when Hicks taught Ripley how to shoot. So they go down, and Sarlacc doesn't believe Kyle Rayner to be a good Green Lantern at all. And but then during this whole thing where they're climbing down into the nest, Sarlacc forgives him for this huge argument they had. And then they meet what's left of the crew, of the miners' crew, and the chestbusters. They've all been chest-busted. And the aliens attack. And the aliens, kill Sarlacc. Spoiler, right there. And Kyle's gun jams, but Crow saves him. And then he finds his ring and what's left of the remaining crew, but it's in the Queen's hatchery, where she keeps all her eggs. And that's for issue 4, and Crow says, I'll keep him distracted, you go get your ring. And he does, right when a facehugger jumps on him. But he managed to get his ring on and use the ring to pull the facehugger off of him. And, you know what? I'm not going to spoil any more. I'm not going to spoil any more for you guys. I'll let you guys read it. I left out some other stuff along the way in this comic. But, it is a good comic. We get to see, this is a good way to it was a good way to remember Hal and Kilowog, because at this time, they were all dead. So yeah, Hal, Kilowog, Green Man, Tomari, all of them. It was good to see them all again, because, and this time, like I said, this time they weren't around. And then for the next 3 parts, we got to see some good old action from Kyle. But, and the art is simply fantastic as well. I can't stress to you guys enough that how good this art in this comic book series is. Hang on, let me see the artists real quick. The script was written by Ron Mars, and the colors were done by Dave Stewart, inks were done by Mark Perkins, and pencil was done by Rick Leonardi. So yeah, even the original covers were cool. They have them in the back, and those were pretty epic as well. But I have 2 little gripes that keep me from making this a 10 out of 10. One being, at some points in this comic, it feels like I'm watching Alien again, and it feels kind of mismatched, having Green Lantern with the power ring against the aliens. But they put on even playing fields, like in Superman Aliens, where Superman was away from the sun and started losing his powers. But it's not a perfect 5 out of 5. It's not a 5. I don't give it a 5 out of 5. It's a 4.5 for me. But for those of you who have this comic, I have much respect for you, even more respect for you, and say very good job if you have the original 4 issues and not the trade back like I do. And if you want to get this comic, I suggest you do. It's a must-read if you're an Aliens fan and a Green Lanterns fan. Like I said, if you're a fan of both or one or the other, and if you're a fan of both, this is a fanboy's dream right here, guys. But having said that, I hope you guys pick this up, find this or pick this up one day and read it, because this is one epic comic book series of having these two in there. For me, it was a blast, but just those two little nitpicks cost it being a 5 out of 5. But that's all I had to say about this comic, and I'll see you around.